Hello. On the last assignment, you started on the marketing 4Ps or marketing mix. The 4Ps are the product, the place, the price, and the promotion. On the product, which you did on the last assignment, you told me about your restaurant, the name, what type of restaurant it was, fast food, sit down, what the atmosphere was like inside the restaurant. If you go to Texas Roadhouse and then you go to McDonald's, the atmosphere is way different. Um, Texas Roadhouse wants you to sit down and stay, where McDonald's is happy for you to eat and leave so they can turn over their customers often. So today we're going to start looking at the place portion of the marketing mix. Now, please make sure you're reading your instructions. You have to pick a site that's actually on the map in a city. So you could choose any city anywhere in the United States. You cannot choose a foreign country. You cannot be on the space station. You cannot be on a cruise ship. Has to be on the ground in a U.S. city. If you don't know where you want to be and it's questionable, please contact me so you don't do all the work and not get any credit. You must answer your questions. Please number them. Each answer is at least a paragraph using correct sentence structure and paragraph structure. Please write your answers in Google Docs or in a new Word document and then submit it into Google Classroom. Please do not try to write your answer between number 1 and 2 because I will not look at it. It has to be on a document of its own and it has to be numbered and typed. Some of the writing I've gotten, I don't read it because I can't read it. So let's take a look at what you're going to be doing this time. On question 1, you're going to tell me what city and state did you choose and why did you choose that location. Again, this is a paragraph. In the second one, it says in the Census Quick Facts, you're going to use that to answer some questions. So if I go to right here in question 2, it says, what is the average age of the population in your area? If you just go to Google and you type in what is the average age of people in, let's say, Seattle, it'll tell you the average age. You can even get them to break it down. If you go, what are the percentages of ages in Seattle, they'll give you like the younger age, the older age. Okay, so the next thing you have to do is step 3. You're going to look at a map. This is not going to be included in your answer because when you develop a restaurant, you want to have enough traffic coming by you that people will come in, stop, and keep you busy. Where are you going to locate? If you think about Texas Roadhouse or Cracker Barrel, they have what's called a standalone business, and that is a little building by itself or a big building. Starbucks typically have little buildings that are standalones. Or you could decide you want to be in a mall or like in a plaza, but you have to tell me the reasons you're choosing those. Why would you prefer that? Again, these are all paragraphs. We know paragraphs are about 10 sentences or more. In sentence 4, okay, so let's go here to my questions. You'll notice that the fourth one is what special attractions occur in the city that you have decided to locate in. For instance, if I look at Indy, they have a Major League Football team. They have AAA baseball. They have a lot of conventions. You have to be very specific. You're going to have to look this information up. What type of conventions? What kind of sports? What kind of museums? What is available to do in this city? And you can look on Google, come up with items that are going to be happening. What kind of parades, what kind of events are happening in your city, and make a list. Be specific in this paragraph. You're going to have to tell me a good reason for locating in this city is because they have a lot of social activities. List what those activities are. Do they have bands coming in? Do they have a Philharmonic orchestra? Do they have sports? You know, they have these sports available. These colleges are there on college weekends when parents come, when fans come from other areas for teams. You have to qualify why you are doing this. So this is your assignment, and all 4 of these questions must be answered using full paragraphs and sentences. and you need to look up material and support why you chose that city. A search engine, I can type up here census, quick facts, and I will put the city I want, and I'm going to look at Indianapolis. And I'm going to hit search. So when I do that, it says here are the quick facts for Indianapolis. I'm hoping that this will work out well for us. This is Indiana, but I want to enter a city. So I'm going to come over here and I'm going to put in Indianapolis because I'm saying I think that's where I want to go. But this is also a good way to check if that city's appropriate for a restaurant, because what happens if it's not in good shape? Okay, so right here we have Indiana and Indiana City. So in Indiana there's about 6,700,000 people. In Indianapolis alone there's about 876,000. Now that doesn't include the city of Carmel, Zionsville, Noblesville, all the little cities that are around it. This is strictly Indianapolis addresses. So there's a good number of people. If you take a look at the second line down, it says 9 years ago there was only 820,000. So that's an increase of 6.8%. So we're doing a good job here. That portion of Indianapolis has grown. A growing market is where you would like to be. If we take a little bit more of a look, it says age. Under 18, 25% of the people are under the age of 18. A place like Dave or Buster's can thrive if you have a big population and that many young people. So that is an ideal type restaurant. You may not use a restaurant that's already established. This is your choice of inventing your restaurant. If you take a look at the number of people 65 years and older, only 12% are in that category. It tells me people are leaving Indianapolis and maybe headed to Florida, Arizona, someplace where older people enjoy life. So I would not design a restaurant that is for older people. If we take a look here, we're looking at race and religion, or race and origin. I don't know that that's important because people tend to like going to different places and different type of restaurants. So if we take a look a little bit further down here, housing units, it says right near now that the housing units in Indy, the mean value is $129,300,000. That's not a huge price for a home, but it says the average price in Indiana, remember this first column is Indiana, it says the average value, median value is $135,000. If we come down here a little bit further, it says there's 335,000 households. That's quite a few to support a restaurant. If we take a look at education, right here, it says 85% have graduated from high school. That's not really a great statistic because it says that 15% do not even have a high school diploma. And typically, the more educated a population is, the more money they have to spend. So I would have to start wondering, do I want to move out of Indianapolis and up to Carmel or out to Noblesville or into Fishers? I would start looking at those cities so I have good places to have a business. But the one good thing is it says bachelor's degree or higher. It says 30% of the population in Indy has those degrees. That is a pretty good education level. So that group would make pretty good money. If you take a look, it says, come on, down here, it says 66% of the total population is employed, it says 66.9% are employed. That's pretty good. It's better than the average across the United States, which is 63%. So if you take a look, you can kind of look through here and you should be able to find more information as you look through this. There, you get a little bit more than this. Now, as far as the average age on that, find, if we come back map, so if I go up here and I type Indianapolis map, and I search for that, I'll get a map right here of Indy. And I can kind of look at things and see where I want to be. What is a good thing on this map? Now, over here by 69 and 465, that's where Top Golf is. They have a lot of drive-by traffic from 69 and 465, and they're always busy. And IKEA has also built in that area. So you could go in here. They're in this area right here. Let's see if we can find them. They're right here in this area for 65 and 69. If you want to take a look, do you want to be near the Castleton Mall? There's quite a bit of traffic that goes by there. So you can give me different sites. Like, let's say you want to be down here. If you don't know, the Colts are down here on 70. So you could be on 70 near the Colts, or right here's Lucas Oil Stadium right there. So you could maybe locate here on Church Street near this. The people who walk around downtown for a game would be right there. So there's lots of options on to what you can do as far as a map. So if you will just zoom in and look at a map, decide where you want to be and give me those major intersections. IUPUI is over here on this side of town. IUPUI typically has about 30,000 students a day coming down there. You've got the hospitals. Would that be a good place for a restaurant? You're going to have to decide and justify what kind of other businesses are there. Now,